The man hastily drew out his dagger and thrust it into the sole of his shoe, and then, with a mighty push, he plunged it into the ice by inertia, and then, with his hands and feet, he began to climb upward, thinking that he would escape, but unexpectedly, the dagger under his foot broke off, and instantly Strong fell back into his original position. What was worse, the deadwood above him broke off. In the nick of time, Strong hastened to use his knife and desperately tried to cut the cord, and just before Deadwood fell, he finally cut the cord, but only at this moment could he hold on by the slightest projection of the rock, and as a matter of fact, would be crushed to pieces just a second. Before the Deadwood fell, the parachute rope was finally cut, and Django escaped with his life, but at this point, he could only hold on painstakingly by the raised rock face, and if he wasn't careful, he would have been crushed to pieces. Just as Django was despairing, he suddenly realized that the mountain goat above him had climbed up with ease, and so Django immediately made the decision to go against the grain, and let go of his hands and braced himself on the craggy cliff. Although he had already wet himself with fear, he had to survive. He had to be able to keep his head down. Fighting back his fear, he followed the goat's example and began to move slowly up the cliff. Soon after, Django finally reached a rocky outcrop, but before he could catch his breath, the ice suddenly collapsed beneath his feet. He accelerated, stepped directly on the backs of the three goats, and then, in one long leap, managed to grab onto the edge of the cliff. He thought that he could make it out of there in no time at all, but then an old mountain goat appeared in front of his eyes, and then without saying a word, came over the top. Without a word, the goat came at him, and almost sent Kyung to the northwest on the spot. When the goat attacked again, Kyung quickly grabbed the horn on his head, and the goat instinctively started to back off, dragging Kyung upward. Afterwards, he quickly reached out his hand to calm the goat, checking if he was in a bad mood or making any small moves.